Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. We're going to check out a couple of growth and income stocks for you now with Todd Bunton, our growth and income stock strategist here at Zacks.com. Here's a name that you're, a name from the past, a name that's been around forever that you've written about recently, Activision Blizzard. Now, I never knew they were called Activision Blizzard. I always knew them as Activision. Right. ATVI, ticker symbol, but they're the video game maker.
Yeah, that's right. They have some really popular titles right now. They have the World of Warcraft franchise. They also have Tony Hawk, Guitar Hero. Right. And their big money maker is Call of Duty. And actually, they recently released Call of Duty Black Ops in November, and they just announced that worldwide sales just reached over $1 billion. Wow. So that's an incredible franchise that they have. Been a huge cash generator for them, but they're actually also growing internationally too. In the most recent quarter, they reported earnings per share that beat the Zacks consensus estimate, but actually Asia Pacific was the huge driver. Their sales were up 81%. So that's obviously a huge market for them. Now management reiterated guidance, or they actually raised guidance following the earnings beat, and analysts are actually very bullish on the stock too. Of the 24 analysts that cover it, 22 of them have a buy rating or strong buy recommendation on it.
Yeah, with numbers like that, I don't see how you could be anything but optimistic. Right,
yeah. And again, they're very solid domestically too. Right. It's not just international growth, but that's obviously a huge opportunity for them. Analysts are expecting about 10% earnings per share growth in 2010, 9% next year. So you're getting the growth there. But they also have a very solid balance sheet. They have no long-term debt. They have very strong cash flows, and they've been rewarding shareholders through stock buybacks. And they actually paid their first dividend in 2010. They yield about 1.3%. As we look at the chart here, you can see shares have pulled back a little bit. Could be a buying opportunity, though they traded about 16 times forward earnings. The peer group's at 17 times, and their PEG ratio is an attractive 1.1.
You got anything on their product pipeline? Is it full or?
It's very solid. They have StarCraft. That's been really strong. Of course, the Call of Duty Black Ops was really strong, so we're expecting a solid fourth quarter from them.
All right. Hopefully they've got other interesting, fun products in the pipeline.
They're always creating stuff there.
Yeah. CMS Energy Corporation, CMS, the ticker symbol, a utility company, is one utility that you've written about recently as well. What's going on with them?
Well, they operate in Michigan's Lower Peninsula. Some people might be a little leery of that considering Michigan's economy, but we think the automotive recovery is in its early stages. So we think Michigan's economy is kind of bottomed. It should be pretty strong for the next few years. Obviously, this company is going to benefit from that. They're very stable, growing company. Third quarter revenues were up 14% year over year, and operating income expanded 39%. So those are pretty big numbers for a company like this. Yeah. Now management reiterated its guidance following the third quarter, but they have a long-term earnings per share target of 5 to 7%. It's a very stable, growing company. But really what attracts people to this is their 4.4% dividend yield. As you see on the chart here, they've raised it consistently since 2007, but investors have to keep in mind from 2003 to 2006, the company didn't pay a dividend. So it was paying a solid one, and then in 2002 they cut it, and then in 2003 they just stopped it completely. But since business has picked up, they continue to pay out their cash flows to the shareholders.
Yeah, would you say 4 point what?
4.4% yield.
Yeah, that would get my attention.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And their payout ratio is 39% right now. That's relatively low, and since they have a solid balance sheet and produce strong cash, you can expect dividend increases in the future as well. Now, as we look at the chart, you see shares are up over 25% since early July. Again, that's very uncommon for a utility company, but valuation remains in check here. They traded about 13 times forward earnings. The peer group's at 14 times, and they traded about 1.5 times book value.
Cool. Do you own either of these two?
I do not.
All right. If you want to check out more Zacks Rank Buy stock pick ideas for yourself, we post one new stock pick idea in each of the investing categories that we write about daily in the upper right-hand corner on Zacks.com, depending upon what kind of an investor you are, what type of opportunities you're looking for. So keep checking that space on a daily basis for new ideas on the Zacks Rank Buy stock pick side. With Todd Bunton, I'm Terry Ruffalo.